Laura, thank you for joining us here on Culture Vulture TV, CVTV, which definitely stands for Culture Vulture, not anything else that people are referring to by CV these days. Laura, if you just, for those that might not know, tell people who you are and what it is that you do.
So I'm Laura Wellington. I do many different things. I am a designer, creative at heart originally. I would say now I'm in my tagline is placemaker, positive disruptor, doer. But I do lots of
doer.
doer.
For those that might not have seen, you were responsible for a giant glitter ball in Leeds a few years ago. You used to be a lighting designer, is that right?
So originally a lighting designer, and then we started a space called Duke Studios. And Duke Studios is a big creative co-working space in Leeds, which has a bar and a venue called Sheaf Street. So we also have that. We also have a thing called Duke Makes, which is kind of is incoming, and well, it should have been opened by now, but yep. It will be there. And Duke Makes is a digital fabrication lab, so kind of like future technology place for makers to prototype and do things.
Probably the two main things that I wanted to ask you about were Sheaf Street and Duke Studios. Obviously, places that people would normally be going.
Yeah.
But you've come up with some really creative ways of not necessarily just about keeping these places going, but keeping everybody going as well. So what are some of the things that you're planning and have already done?
Yeah, so I have a strap line, which is I'm more Del Boy than Deborah Meaden. So I am a hustler, a natural hustler. So a natural hustler, but also we are a brand with purpose. So all of the things that we do, everything is kind of not just about us. It's about helping other people, making sure that everybody else is okay. I think it's a Welsh nana kind of vibe that you kind of have it instilled and you look after everybody else as well as yourself. So at Sheaf Street we have, obviously the bar has had to close. The co-working space is still accessible by residents, but obviously nobody's there. And so we've had to kind of take everything online, which taking physical businesses that are publicly accessible online is not an easy task. There's also, it's very noisy digitally at the moment, so it's quite hard to kind of keep things out there. So we've been trying to be different. So a number of the things which we've done is we are now a raffle company. So we have started.
I haven't entered bizarrely, but I saw your first delivery this morning.
Yeah. So that we've done 2 so far. So they're basically like big bundles of booze. So there's the booze booty bundle, which we came up with at 2 a.m.
Booze booty bundle.
Booze booty bundle. So you just pay for a ticket, it goes in, and then you can win like bundles of booze, basically. We're trying to work out how do you create income digitally when you have a bar. And so then the other thing which we're doing is the vouchers. So then you can buy a voucher for the future, but you get more. So if you buy a £30 voucher, you get a £40 voucher.
Okay.
And things like that. So then they can all be spent then in the future when we
invest in your future social life.
Investing, in Duke. And we've got already our planning. We are planners. So even though you can't plan, we're already making plans for when we do reopen and how that might work, and lots of fun things that we'll be doing there.
So the Booze Booty Bundle, that's running every week, is that right?
Yep. So the Booze Booty Bundle's running every week, so you can get involved in that. The vouchers is an ongoing thing. Then we have another raffle, which is basically to win for a week. We will bring all of the things that you need to have a party in your house. So like if you're a DJ and you're in isolation, we'll bring this industry standard kits, so the full Pioneer, CDJs, mixer, a monitor speaker, and so that you can then have that, which is about £6,000 worth of kit in your house for a week.
Get that delivered and have a party.
We will safely deliver that to somebody for a week, and then they can have that so they can play with the kit So that's another
How
raffle.
will people find out? These are all Sheaf Street related things.
Yeah.
So people could go onto your social media pages, Facebook,
on our website, we've got a new page which is called "Gotta Get Through This" Daniel Bedingfield, and so that's all on there. We are also doing a thing which is through Duke Studios, which is called the Duke Evening Sessions, which is basically it's me doing the same as this, kind of interviewing somebody, but armed with a pack of School for Life cards.
Okay.
So these are School of Life is like a really cool thing, but they're kind of like questions.
Conversation starters.
They're conversation starters, and I've tested it twice, and it's really fun. Like the people who have been interviewed or I've had a chat with have said that it felt like a night out. So we went, it's as if you feel like you're going to the pub and you're having this kind of conversation. And so my original plan had been that I was going to do it once a week, and it was going to be with somebody that I wanted to have a conversation with. So the first one is with Morag Myerscough, who is an artist which I've been working with on something else, which is super exciting, which I can tell you about.
And the first one's Thursday the 2nd.
Thursday the 2nd, and then the next one is Anthony Burrell, who is a very well-known artist who I'm also working with on another project with In Good Company in the future.
So these are conversations with artists, with makers,
tech, it's basically
interesting people that
people
will want to pay, and it's a very small amount. But
it's £5, but the money also isn't going to us. We also have a GoFundMe, which is for we wanted to make a freelancers fund, because obviously with all of this stuff there isn't much support for freelancers and self-employed people, so we want that to be a fund that people can just come to us and say, I need this, and then with hardly any forms or anything to sort out, we can just give kind of quick aid for people.
Grants,
and also part of it is about trying to make sure that we can keep paying the Sheaf Street team, and if we can do that, then we're going to redeploy them so that they can help other people as well.
Okay.
And then also the other thing is a food bank. We're going to raise money for the food banks.
For the trust, did I say?
The trust, yeah. So basically the GoFundMe is there as well. That's on our Sheaf Street. But the Duke, what we realised was that it's really hard to fundraise in such a noisy digital world, and we are going to have to create content, and why not just have fun?
Interesting people. People who've got something to say. So again, people can find out how to buy. You're doing that through Crowdcast, is that right?
Crowdcast, so which is amazing. We've been testing and playing with that. That's really good. But I've also decided after last night, I'm going to do it twice a week now, and I'm going to do one conversation with somebody in Leeds as well. So I'm going to do a Leeds conversation, and then kind of more of a national or international conversation on the second one then as well.
Amazing. So people can keep a lookout again, Duke Studios social media channels, find out who it is coming up and pay these. And will people, if they pay their £5, will they be able to see the piece again? Is it a one-off?
So you can also then, which I've learned this morning, is you can go back and watch so I'm learning everything new.
We're all learning new things every day, aren't we, at the moment?
So basically you can go back and you can buy tickets post the event. So if you can't make it on Thursday, you could watch it on Friday. Brilliant. So you can go back to our Crowdcast, which is Creative Aristocracy. So Creative Aristocracy is the top company that looks after Duke Studios, Sheaf Street, Duke Makes, In Good Company. So that's kind of like the parent company that looks after everything, keeps us all organised. And so so Creative Aristocracy is
there's going to be more and more, to at least say 2 a week for however long you need to do it. Maybe it might be something that you continue with in real life.
Maybe.
There's so much going on. Like I said, if people want to find out more about what you're doing, they can have a look. Sheaf Street, Duke Studios, they'll find all the links, tickets to buy, everything like that. So Laura, thank you very much.
No problem at all. Thank you very, very much. Okay.
Bye.